Hello and welcome. My name's Amber Lankford. This is Stretch Break. So, like I just mentioned, we are using our chairs today. We are beginning standing. For our chairs, I do recommend one that is nice and stable, ideally without wheels. If you do have wheels and you're able to lock them, please do so. Otherwise, if you do also have a moving chair, I ask that you please press that chair up against a wall or a staple surface just to make that chair a little bit more stable on us today. We're going to begin in a tall standing position, focusing on our back first. We're going to be placing our hands on the seat of our chair, so I want you to be standing either off the side or in front of that chair, bending at the waist, placing both hands on the center of your chair. I want your shoulders stacked over your wrists, slight knee bend here, and if you feel any irritation in your wrists, you can feel free to do this in a fist position. From here, we're going to start by tucking our chin to our chest, tucking our tailbone under, getting as rounded as we can before dropping that chest down, lifting that tailbone up, lifting that chin up towards the ceiling, and repeat. Moving from our nice rounded cat position into our extended cow position. Doing our best to get as much range of motion as we can throughout this whole movement. You can also feel free to move at your own pace. Let's do one more here. Flattening that back out, we're going to keep our hands on the seat of our chair, but we're going to take one hand and we're going to lift it up, placing it gently on the back of our head. We're going to add some rotation. So for our rotation, we're going to start first by bringing that elbow down and rotating it in towards our stationary arm here. Once you've gone as far as you can, you're going to lift that elbow up and pull it up towards the ceiling before returning back down towards your arm again. Pausing at that end range of motion and trying to get just a little bit more movement through that spine each repetition. Let's do one more here. And then lowering that hand back down to the seat of your chair, we're going to switch sides. Placing that other hand back behind your head, bringing that elbow down and in towards your stationary arm, and then lifting up towards that ceiling. Let's do one more here. Placing that hand back on your chair, we're going to slowly stand back up, moving back behind our chairs. We're going to do one last standing exercise here. We're going to be stretching out the front of our thighs, our quads. So for this stretch, we can do this with just holding on to the back of our chair, or other options. If you have a stretching strap, a dog leash, or a rope nearby and handy, you can feel free to grab that and use it to assist you for this next stretch. I do have other variations if you do not have that as well. Holding on to the back of your chair, we're going to take one hand, reaching back behind, we're going to pull that heel up and in towards our glute. Hand is going to grab the ankle or our foot, and we're just going to hold this stretch, pressing those hips forward, really feeling that front of your thigh open. If you have a stretching strap or a leash or a rope, you can hook that on your foot and use that to pull it in and up. If you do not have that item, but you're not able to grab your foot, you can do some nice slow glute kickers, pulling that heel up and in towards your glutes, pressing those hips forward, alternating side to side for that one. If you are holding, still keeping those hips pressing forward. We're going to hold this for just a few more seconds, trying to let those muscles relax. One more deep breath. Releasing that foot and then switching sides. If you are doing the alternating glute kickers, I want you to continue with that exercise, making sure those hips are pressing forward. Chest stays nice and upright. Let's hold for one last breath. Releasing your foot, walking around, and we're going to move to a seated position, and we're going to end with some seated stretches today. Starting first, we're going to stretch out the back of our thighs. So I want you to sit up nice and tall, straightening one leg out right in front of our body, other foot stays flat. We're going to flex those toes back in towards our shin. Hands are going to skim down our leg, reaching for the ground, reaching for that foot, making sure that our leg is as straight as it can be. That'll help increase the intensity of the stretch here. Letting your head, shoulders relax. Let's hold this for 2 more breaths. And exhale, lifting that chest up. Bringing that leg in, switching sides. Other leg extends, keeping that knee straight. Skimming those hands down your leg. Reaching for the ground, reaching for that floor. One more deep breath here. And exhale, lifting that chest up. Bringing that leg back in, feet are flat, chest is nice and upright. We're going to go into some seated knee hugs next. So lifting one leg up off the ground, we're going to grab right beneath our knee and pull that leg up and in towards our chest. Release, and then switch sides. Trying to get that leg as close to your chest as you can. And if you are unable to grab and pull your knee up, you can do some nice seated marches, lifting that knee up and lifting that foot off the ground. We're going to do 2 more to each side. Relaxing out of that, placing both feet flat on the ground once again. We're going to go into a seated twist For our seated twist, we're going to start by taking that left hand first, placing it on the outside of that right thigh. Right hand is going to reach back, looking over that right shoulder, reaching back and grabbing the back of your chair. Getting as much rotation as is comfortable here. One more deep breath. And return to center, switching sides. Right hand grabs the outside of that left thigh. Left hand reaches back, looking over that left shoulder, getting as much rotation as is comfortable to this side. One more deep breath. Exhale, return to center, bringing those hands down to our sides. We're going to open our chest and perform a few shoulder blade squeezes. So shoulders first, pull down away from those ears, and then we're going to pull those shoulder blades back, trying to squeeze them together, chest open, and then relax. So I want you to inhale, squeeze. Exhale, relax. Let's do two more. Very good. Bringing those hands in front of our body. We're going to do a few wrist stretches. So first, we're going to stretch the top of our arm. So reaching that right hand out, palm facing down. We're going to grab our fingers and we're just going to pull our hand in towards our body, keeping that right elbow nice and straight. We're just going to hold this for 3 deep breaths today. After that third breath, you're going to release your hand, flip so that palm is now facing up towards the ceiling, re-grasp your fingers, and then pull back towards your body, stretching out the opposite side of your arm this time. One more breath here. And release. Feel free to do a few shoulder rolls, relax out of that, and then we'll switch sides. Left hand reaches out now, grabbing and pulling those fingers back towards your body. One more deep breath. Releasing your hand. Flipping that palm so it now faces up towards the ceiling, re-grasping those fingers, and then pulling back in towards our body once again. After that third breath, you can release your hands, bringing them back down to your sides. And then we're going to end with some neck flexion here. So taking our head, sitting up nice and tall, and we're going to bring our head over to the right, pulling right ear to right shoulder, feeling that left side of our neck open, reaching up and putting some gentle pressure on the top of our head to increase that stretch. One more breath. Releasing your head, and we're going to roll that chin down towards our chest. And then rolling all the way over to that left side. Left ear pulls to left shoulder. Right side of our neck opens. Gentle pressure on the top of your head. One last breath. Releasing your head, and we're just going to roll back towards that right side. And then lift your head back up to its nice neutral position. And that is all of the stretches I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and see y'all next time.